Hello and welcome to this carrier update, of course, brought to you by PowerFleet. I'm here with the Sultan of Sonar. Sultan, take us out.
Let's do it. So it's the spot market time of year. It's supposed to be peak season. We're supposed to see this huge amount of pressure on the spot market. However, we are not seeing it right now, at least at this point. So these are the three main modes that we track here. We've got Reefer up here, still extremely expensive, mind you. It is not necessarily things are falling. It's just they're not getting higher like we would expect them to. Now, that doesn't mean that things won't get tighter here in the next few days, especially as we get closer to the holiday. Capacity comes offline. We just would have expected to see it already. But that being said, rates haven't fallen dramatically since the peak of Labor Day, however, but we are moving in a flat line for van and flatbed. Reefer as well, a little bit down versus last week, but still extremely tight. Let's look at the lanes real quick. In terms of what makes up the van side index, I should say. Looking across the board, it's a big mixed bag. So it doesn't necessarily mean that everything's just moving horizontally, but all the greens, rates are increasing week over week. All the reds, rates have declined week over week. We don't see a lot of bright green or dark red on this map, however, and that's another big takeaway, is that rates haven't moved tremendously in either direction. Portland to Los Angeles, still showing some strengthening signals there as well, especially around Christmas tree season, as everybody's decorating early for sure. And also big drought problems and now a lot of flooding, as Nick Austin has talked about up there in the Pacific Northwest, making that harvest a little bit more difficult. Let's look at a few of these lanes in our track market dashboard with our track rates, trusted rate assessment consortium. So rates coming from the West Coast going into Chicago. Long haul freight is the consummate lane for September, October. Tends to die off a little bit as we get closer to Thanksgiving. Still remaining extremely hot and active right now. We've got $3.57 a mile, confidence score of 5, meaning we've got a lot of contributors showing consistency in their rates and a decent amount of volume in this lane right now. So Los Angeles to Chicago still seeing some upward momentum on it right now as of yesterday. Let's go to the next lane here, check out the next leg of this journey coming to the East Coast, because this is really what gets active this time of year, moving into the northeastern corridor, that megalopolis where we get all the consumption pressure there. Rates coming higher in November, after they eased a little bit, but they're still a little bit below or off that late September end of quarter type pressure. So we still got some room to grow here, a little bit of an edging down yesterday in this lane, but still extremely expensive. $4.26 a mile, Anthony Smith. That's a expensive rate. $4.48, $3.98, another confidence score of 5, meaning it's pretty consistent around the board. Let's look at the next lane as we go through this quick hitter lane thing that I've got going on here. So we've got it Chicago to Atlanta. Again, upward pressure coming out of Chicago. If you notice, like, Chicago still has a lot of capacity tightness around it right now. Los Angeles on the West Coast still commanding a lot of high rates. However, you're looking at $4.04 a mile coming south into Atlanta right now out of Chicago. So pretty tight market, very expensive as well. Anytime you see over $4 a mile, I remember this time last year, Vincent and Dooner were talking about hitting $4 a mile. Now you've seen the last couple of rates. It's commonplace. Yeah. It's basically, we're like, it could be higher. It's almost like we've become jaded in that regard. But upward pressure coming over the last week out of this one. Let's go to the next lane in our big carousel of rates here. So we've got Atlanta to Chicago the other direction. Now I saved these two for last. Downward pressure. Atlanta to Chicago. People are not getting as tight going that direction. So not as confident over rate, a little bit more spread out rate, $2.69 a mile, so definitely cheaper. And one more lane to tie things up here in our next chart. Going, I believe I've picked out one from Dallas to Atlanta. There we go, another one coming down. So going into Atlanta, rates are coming down, pressure is easing. Confidence score of 5 on this one, $2.62 a mile. So cheaper going into Atlanta, more expensive coming out. Chicago's still tight.
Zach, amazing. I love the blitz here. Thank you so much for the updates throughout the day. We'll be sure to check in with you on the other half of this holiday season. Thank you so much.